Alright guys, welcome to this video. This will explain the money management sheet. This is a tutorial on how to use the money management sheet. Once you have the document guys, it will come like this. By default it is like this. Okay, if you need to change anything, I'll show you the exact thing you need to change and why you're not supposed to change anything, because this is a sheet and you need to change only the place that you are required. If you change other things, the calculation will not bring the results that you're looking for. Okay, all right, so this is how you can zoom in, you can zoom out. Once you get the download sheet, you'll download it and then you'll open it. For example, I have opened mine with this WPS. Once it comes here, you press the document and then it will open, and this is how it will open. Until there we okay. That's how to launch it, the document. That's how to launch the money management sheet. So once it opens, it will look like this. So for example, you have $20, for example. This is where you put your initial capital. All right, so let me zoom in so we can be together on this. See this location, these are the place where you need to change only the capital you need. So once you press that like that, it will bring this kind of menu, and then so you double tap there, put the initial amount of money you want to trade. Okay, so for example, you want to trade $50, you put that $50, and some things here will change. Okay, some things will change. You can see the initial trade per trade, it will become $6.20. all right, that's what it will change. So for example, we put $60, it's going to change. You see, put $100, it will change to $12.40. That's what it tells you. It calculates that and tells you this is the amount of money you need to trade in this one trade. It calculates for you. All right, so let's get back to here. So for example, let's go back to $20. I want it to be simple, so it's $2.48. so this is the default setting. I want to use the default setting to explain this. So the next line says total trades. Total trades, these are trades that you need to trade in that session with using the capital of $20, of using any amount of you have placed there. You need only 5 trades in that one session. So all these 5 trades, we are going to say these are one session. So in these 5 trades, what we are looking for is only 2 winning trades. This is the next line. It says only 2 winning trades. You only need 2 winning trades. These ones you don't change. You can change after, maybe if you want to test it or want to test something, but do not change at the moment. If you're practicing or you want to see if it's working, do not change this. These are winning percentage of 40%. These are, if you have a strategy, I don't care which strategy you're using, as long it's above 40%. You could be having a 90% winning rate, or you could be having a 80% winning rate, a 70% winning rate. All that is good. If you have even a 60% winning rate, a 50% winning rate, that's good. Okay, so these, I'm using 40% winning rate as the minimum. You could go even to 30, but at least have at least a winning rate of 40%. all right, that we are together. So this is a winning trade. You only need 2. Even if you have a bad percentage winning rate strategy, you're still going to come out profitable. This money management sheet is to protect your capital. Okay, so this is the percentage of the trades you're taking. For example, you can see this is 180. 180 means when you come here to binary, for example, and come to any pair, you see the payout. This is where the 80%. So do not take any trade below 80%. Do not take any trade below 80%. At least try to be above 85, 90, 92. Even you can take this highest. Even if you take, for example, the highest trade like this one with 92%, still don't change this. Don't change this to 92. Just let it be 80. It will calculate to the nearest smallest percentage of that, and that will become profitable at the end of the day. It will even bring more profit, because one thing, when you're analyzing, for example, with our strategy, it's a breakout strategy, it's a range breakout strategy. For example, we are using this range. For example, let me take this one, this is better. For example, if you are taking this range, we are waiting for this range and it breaks out. For example, if I come, I look at the momentum and the place where the trade is playing, maybe it's playing around here. When I look at the payout, maybe it's saying 92, but by the time it finishes here and my trade setup, I'm about to enter, when it closes here and I'm about to enter, or maybe for example I enter this position and I'm targeting maybe 3 candles, maybe this one will be the end product of the results, and I entered around here, maybe the percentage will be reduced to something like I think 90 or 80. That's why I'm saying do not change this percentage, this 80, let it remain like that, because when you trade, sometimes it changes from 91, the one you saw when you came here to pick to trade. Okay, maybe you're waiting for, you're taking these highs, once it breaks the highs, you enter from this, maybe it changed, maybe when you entered you are in this position, by the time it's here maybe it's 80, 83, 85. You see, that's why we do not change this one. It's to keep your profits margin right. So let's come back to this other position. This is the winning result. This is what you're willing to get. This is what you're looking forward to get. So for example, here we put $20. At the end of the session, this, after getting these 2 trades wins, this is what we want our capital to look like. It will be $22.88. Are we together? $22.88. That's the final capital is going to look like after winning only 2 trades with 180 and a 40% winning rate. At the end of that session, only 2, for example here, let's put win. I'm going to explain this side. You see, $2.84. When you come here, it's 22.88 cents. So you have a profit of $2.88. And for example, you see even here is 84. Here it is 88. Sometimes even when you come here, it will say something different. When you come here at the when the trades are closing, it will say maybe 20 something. It will be different with the cent. It doesn't need to be accurately correct, but it keeps you profitable. That's the idea of the money management, to keep you profitable and to trade with a system. So the cents will change, but at least you have the overall, you know what you're looking forward to get. So for example, you see here we have 5 trades. If I change these 5 total trades, everything else will change. If I change these 2 trades, everything else will change. If I change here, everything else will change. So we want to keep this as the basic or the basis standard setup for your session. This is like the standard. All right, you can change anything. You will see, even if you come and say, let's say for example put 10. Let me zoom out so that everything, you can see everything as it is happening. Okay, let me say 10 trades. You see everything else changes. That's how it changes, guys. That's how it changes. See, and the first trade, it tells you to put 0.08, and you know when it comes to binary, there's no zero. You can only put $1. You cannot put 0. You cannot, it will tell you just put $1, and that's the minimum amount. So you have to be realistic. Okay, you'll have yes more trades to take, but you have to be realistic. And you can see the winning profit is 0.08, so it is not, does not make sense. So with that, we reduce this to at least to a number that it makes sense, which is like 5 trades. Okay, out of 5 trades, just target 2 wins. That's all you need to do. Even if you have some losses. For example, you have some losses over here. I'll show you how to go about that. Okay, it's that simple, guys. It's that simple. Do not calculate, do not change anything. So for example, let's say we have, let's say have our $20 here. We have our first loss, this loss. Now we are negative $13, but when you have one win and then we have another loss and then we have just one, so we already have two wins. At the end of the day, we still have our profit, our capital initial, it is 22. That's our target. You see, that's how you balance it. That's how important this money management sheet is. It is that important. Okay, so these other places, you don't change anything, you still remain the standard. When you come to the third group over here, this is the sequences, the number of, it will tell you how things have been. Events 2, percentage, event loss 3. If you lose more than these 5, for example, if you lose more than these 5, what do you do? For example, you lose all of them, this is what you do. For example, you lose all of the 5 trades. For example, you lose all the trades. You see, when you compute the percentage, it tells you event win 0, event loss 4 out of, actually you have lost all of them, so even the 5th does not have anything. But at the end of the session, this capital, it will not be there because it says there is no more money. Okay, because it's a 40% win rate, so you have lost that capital if you lost everything. So what will happen? You have only lost this 20. If you had $50 and you risk 20, you only lose that exact amount that you put as initial capital, and you stop trading from there, and you come another day, you do go and practice and come back with the strategy. Only to win, only need 2 wins. Okay, so we are going to stop here. I'm going to make another video and explain this other side. So today I was wanting to really put more emphasis on this side of calculation so that you can understand how it works. What you need to change is only the initial capital. That's the only thing. This is the standard. After some time, when you get to understand this system, maybe you can change total trades or the winning trades. You can even put only one trade win, and it will calculate everything for you. All right, just make sure here it reads a proper number. Do not be excited, just follow the strategy, follow the system. All right, if you need this, let me know in the comment sections, or let me know